Hey guys, Recovery Jimmy here. Epic is all I've got to say about the past kind of week, 10 days, whatever. This time last week, I was getting ready to go to Groove Armada in London at one of their final gigs in Brixton Academy. Now, yeah, I mean, London's London. I fucking love London, I still do. I do miss it. It's the first time in about 10 years that I've been there on not kind of business trips, because I used to go down quite a bit after I moved away from there. I say quite a bit, I think I went twice or three times. But going there on pleasure, as I say, first time in 10 years, so I do love the city, love everything it's got to offer, do you know what I mean? Just the kind of the exhibitions, the nightlife as well. I'll go into that in a bit. But I wouldn't live there again. Do you know what? It was so amazing to get back home and get back up to my little cottage on the hill. But yeah, much love and respect to Mr. Robert Dale, Granny Dale. You know, amazing friend of mine that I went with, and kind of, I suppose, pushed me into going to the gig. I mean, if he'd said to me last November, how'd you fancy going to Groove Armada in April 2022? I'd have probably gone, oh, well, COVID, London, don't know, you know, still, it means going out and drugs and all that. It doesn't mean that, but I would be obviously in a place where people are doing that. But he didn't. He just said, Jimmy, bought you a ticket to go to Groove Armada next year. So it was like, okay, fair enough, I'm in, I'm doing it. And yeah, do you know what, it was one of the best nights I've had, I'd say, in a long time, but probably, do you know what I mean, like ever, because all those other nights out, which were probably pretty good, they've always been tainted by like drugs, booze, me doing stupid shit. So yeah, it was fucking immense. As I say, we did some other cool shit in London, like, you know, the Bob Marley Museum exhibition, Banksy exhibition. But Groove Armada, you know what, like, just being able to dance without having a beer in my hand was immense. But also not that whole queuing, then once you've got the beer and you're back in your place, and then you're thinking, fuck, this is going down too quickly, do you know what I mean? I should have got something else. I probably would have got something else at the bar, or not I mean, there was people all around me like absolutely tanked up on pills and whatnot, and I'm sure they were having a great time, but not as good a time as I was, because I wasn't panicking about fucking the come down, or fucking, you know, feeling like shit the next day, or getting the fear and all of that stuff. I you know, I didn't have any of that. I just was like, you know, good to go the next day. But also just the memories of it, do you know what I mean? Like actually really being able to kind of get into the music again without the drugs has been a big thing for me, but also enjoying it better. And again, the memories, do you know what I mean? Like just being there with one of my best mates ever, and reminiscing on the old times, because that's what we used to listen to Groove Armada amongst other stuff way back when Rob and I were out doing naughty shit. So to be able to be at a night out, festival, gig, whatever, with a mate that I used to do all that shit with, just shows the testament of how good friends we are, because we can do that shit sober. You know, the whole weekend Rob was having a couple of beers, and that's fine, do you know what I mean? There wasn't a problem. It wasn't like he was going out and getting absolutely tanked up or anything like that. And I did have a few zeros. I know I've been always kind of not dead against them, but they weren't right for me. And I think time's passed, you know what I mean? I'm not like using them as a crutch to get over cravings and things like that, which I think is dead wrong. But to have them now was just nice to go out to a bar and have a few zeros, tasty, do you know what I mean? Nice hoppy taste, whatever they were, but not have to think, well, that's going to lead me to wanting a real beer. It didn't do that at all. It didn't have that effect at all. It's not like I'm home now and I'm going to go and buy 6-pack of them and have them in my fridge. No, that's not what I'm doing. But it was just nice to be able to go out and have, you know, a zero in a bar, and not panic and not worry and not think I need more booze and all that. So again, much love, much respect to Rob, and yeah, it's just been amazing. I'm back now, but got back last week, but also had my 20-month anniversary thing on Wednesday, which again, do you know what I mean? The time is flying past, and that's it's just amazing, you know, to be 20 months and not worrying about, you know, thinking about booze, panicking about booze. I know there's a lot of people out there that are still kind of, you know, struggling with it. That's always going to be the case, but it's just like, you know what, one day at a time. Do the meetings, do what you can to try and get you back on track, you know, back to those sober days, and then give up on this for a while. This is not leading you in the right direction, so do the suggestions that other people are telling you, like what I'm saying, and then, you know, forget about your own brain for about 3 months, because your own brain wants you to go out and take drugs and drink, and that's not what you really want to do, because it's not cricket. You know what? People do go out. I'm sure the people at Groove Armada were having a great time. You know, I'm sure that's what they do. Although some of them were getting on a bit, and I think, really, is that good for your old ticker? I don't know. But people like me, alcoholics, addicts, whatever, yeah, we can't do that. So, you know, that's it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's the way, nature of the game. So I'm happy with my life that I don't use or don't do it. So I guess it was a really big test for me to go out and do that in London. As I say, I've been out to restaurants and a few bars and things over here, but going to London, back to an old haunt, and then going to Brixton Academy, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, one of those meccas to kind of drugs and alcohol and dance nights and all that. So to go there and not be tempted and have an amazing fucking time was just, you know, it was blinding. I'm just so happy that I did it. And you know what makes me really want to go and do more? It's not like I've done the test, right, I've done that, I can mark that off and then never do it again. Nah, fuck that. I'm you know, I want to go to more gigs and festivals and all this kind of stuff and just enjoy them in my older age, and have more fun at them and build the memories up. So that's kind of it, yeah. Just wanted to check in, because I know I haven't done a video in a while. I'm sure there was other stuff I was trying to remember and saying, but that's the main things. You know what, you can go to these things without the drugs and alcohol and have a fucking amazing time. So do it, try it, you know. It's a bit daunting at first, I suppose. When I got in there at the beginning, it was kind of like, oh shit, you know, what am I doing? But yeah, but then, do you know what, as soon as they came on, and well, as soon as the music was playing, which it was when we went in, it was fine. Do you know what I mean? It was like slipping back into an old pair of shoes, but actually a new pair of shoes, if that makes sense, because they weren't all tarnished by drugs and booze. But yeah, it's just been an amazing week, 10 days, whatever. I'm glad to be back, but it makes me want to get off island again soon. Hopefully go to Belfast soon. That's in the cards for the summer. So yeah, just need to find the dates and find some decent tickets. So yeah, hope everyone's safe. Hope, you know, food shortages and all this kind of stuff doesn't get any worse. I hope this war comes to a humane and quick finish soon. But everyone just stay safe, do what you're doing, stay sober, stay strong, stay safe, and stay supportive. Hit the like, do the share thing, DM me, all the above, and I'm gonna go off and enjoy the sun. Have a great weekend, people. Love and peace. Catch you down the line.